Media hit jobs against the Modi government just refused to stop. This time it is an article published in Al Jazeera and shared by Karnataka Chief Minister Subrahmanyam and other Congress leaders. The article quotes CEO of NITI Aayog BVR Subrahmanyam's remark as a panelist in a seminar by Center for Social and Economic Progress. As per the article, Mr. Subrahmanyam, while speaking in the seminar, claimed that Prime Minister Modi and his team wanted to cut the share of resources to state governments of the country. But then Finance Commission Chairman YV Reddy stood his ground. What Mr. Subrahmanyam claimed is something that allegedly happened in 2014. Interestingly, state shares of central taxes were increased from 32% to 41% by the 15th Finance Commission, headed by Mr. YV Reddy. It means Modi government did not try to curtail tax share which was already there. Under the 15th Finance Commission, state's share of central taxes was agreed to at 41%. In past, there has been instance when Finance Commission's recommendations were rejected by the central government. So if central government accepted the Finance Commission's recommendation, where is the space for such an allegation? Question is, do not state governments demand an increase in their shares of central taxes? Had it not accepted the Finance Commission's recommendations, the central government would have been within its right to do so. Question is, did Mr. Subrahmanyam say that Modi government demanded a cut in the state share of central taxes from 32% to 30% or say 31%? Answer is no. Modi government can be accused of trying to squeeze the state share only if it tried to cut the agreed shares that were already there. The article also quotes Mr. Subrahmanyam of revealing how federal budgets are covered in layers and layers of attempt to cover the truth. It is not for us to corroborate if Mr. Subrahmanyam said something like this or not. However, even if he alleged something like this, did the Modi government adopt some new ways of presenting budgets or did it try to bring in some extra layer which was not already there? Can this be said about a government which has already presented 9 budgets? Did it adopt some new budgetary ways which escaped scrutiny of the parliament or its Committee on Finance? After all, what is meant by covering a budget in layers and layers? The article did not care to write in details. What kind of layers Mr. Subrahmanyam spoke about? Mr. Subrahmanyam is claimed to have said that you will have a Hindenburg who will open the account if they are transparent. If Mr. Subrahmanyam has said something like this, does he mean those who present budgets or those who are trusted with the task of keeping or auditing the government accounts do not find it transparent? Why do we need a Hindenburg to audit and form an opinion on Indian government's account? The Constitution entrusts Accountant General and Comptroller and Auditor General with their respective jobs when it comes to government accounts, and it is not something that came into operation after Modi government came to power. Above all, do not we know what Hindenburg has done to the corporate world so far? Mr. Subrahmanyam allegedly compares government accounts with Adani's group's account, claiming both are false. Even if he has said so, don't we know what happened to the allegations against Adani Group? We all have seen what Supreme Court has remarked in the last hearing on 3rd December 2023. The exact date of the seminar is not mentioned in the article. However, if Mr. Subrahmanyam's alleged remarks were made in the seminar after hearing in the Supreme Court on 3rd December 2023, we all know what to make of his remarks. The article claims that Mr. Subrahmanyam even divulged details of some financial embezzlement and fraud in government-funded infrastructure project, but it does not specify which project he spoke about. The article also claims that these are headline-grabbing allegations, but the YouTube live stream could garner little more than 500 viewers. What does it show? It simply shows that credibility of the entity organizing the seminar. After all, what else can be said about a seminar where the CEO of the NITI Aayog is called upon to speak, yet the live stream cannot present ensure little more than 500 viewers? The article claims that Mr. Subrahmanyam, the Ministry of Finance and the PMO did not respond to the reporters' collective detailed queries. Now, question is, why didn't Mr. Subrahmanyam respond to queries based on his own statements and remarks? The article states the loans taken by the likes of the government-owned companies which are not reflected in government accounts, even though ultimately it is the government that has to repay the loans. Question is, why would the government have to repay the loan borrowed by a government-owned company? A government is just a shareholder in its company. A financial institution grants loans to a company and not the government. Isn't a company different from its shareholders? question is, which accounting principle stipulates that the government will have to show loans of government-owned companies as its borrowings? The article claims that the current government has better disclosure mechanisms, but at the same time it also quotes Mr. Subrahmanyam saying that it is not enough. If it is the case, should not Mr. Subrahmanyam talk about the specifics of the presentation of government accounts? The article quotes Subrahmanyam talking about fake utilization certificates of some infrastructure projects in Jammu and Kashmir. At the same time, it is also alleged that Mr. Subrahmanyam did not respond to the Reporters Collective's question on the subject. Question is, why cannot the Reporters Collective get a statement from the person it has based its question upon? By the way, what is this Reporters Collective? So Reporters Collective is a group of so-called investigative journalists who have been quite vocal in publishing anti-Modi articles. It even went on to the extent of questioning the Adani-Modi relationship with its coal file series, where it called out the Narendra Modi government for introducing special provisions to help Adani acquire coal blocks. Well, in reality, we know that it was during the Congress-led UPA regime that environmental and forest approval of the Mahan mining project was given to the Adani Group, along with the allocation of various other projects. Reporters Collective has also written articles on the Adani Hindenburg case, where they had made allegations that the trades of buying and selling shares were carried out on the instructions of a senior member of the Adani family. By now, we have all seen what has happened to the majority of allegations against Adani Group. The entity is needlessly trying to create a storm. The fact that it is found in Al Jazeera to publish its so-called investigative story says it all about the objective.